We are joined today with artist Nichole Rae, the Art of Daily Practice. And she has been not only a guide for me, but she's going to be a guide for a lot of you at home watching too. Because Nichole, let's first explain what the Art of Daily Practice is, how we can all kind of incorporate it into our lives.
The Art of Daily Practice is a creative healing arts practice that uses journaling and affirmations to bring inspiration, healing, and guidance into your life through a daily practice and to help you connect with yourself. So I'm your guide and I'm here to practice with you.
And I know a lot of us associate this new year with, okay, new year, it has to be a new me. There's a lot of pressure on us. But one of the things you want to touch on is we don't need to put that pressure on ourselves. We should just really take a look at what do we really want to do and how do we want to feel this next year?
Yes, we do know that New Year's do bring fresh starts and new opportunities. And we often start kind of getting those nudges of things that we want to do, begin, start. And a lot of times that can fall in those self-care practices, the eating healthy, the working out, the going to bed earlier, etc. And we're kind of told that you need to have these New Year's resolutions, the R word, which I don't use very often, already put into place as of January 1st. At the same time that these things, which I call your vision, they're coming up for a reason. They're coming up for either you need to do them or you want to do them. As they're coming up, so is the pressure and the expectations for you to have it all together, make those changes, begin on January 1st, keep going. And some of you were already only 7 days into the new year, but some of you are like, we're 7 days into the new year and you haven't started or you've stopped. And now you start to feel the judgments and the guilt. And then that begins to kind of weigh heavy on us. And what I say, kind of block your vision. So I'm here to share some practices on how we can create some space of some of this heaviness, some of these expectations, especially with, we all know we finished 2020 and there's a lot of things that are still very present in 2021, even though we all want it to go away and have a brand new beginning. So I want to help you clear some space of that. Then I want you to do a vision list with me. I want to talk to you with how you want to feel. And then I want to help you, answer the how do I do all these things? And so I want to share some of my New Year's practice with you.
Yeah. And one of the things you mentioned was that clearing the space. I think that's going to be a really important one for people to learn how to do. So it all begins with the I forgive and release. It's something we've practiced together, Nichole. I know I've written it 1,000 times. I've said it out loud in the car. So let's teach people exactly what that means.
Yes. So I forgive and release is a practice to help you create space of heavy thoughts, emotions, feelings, beliefs. We're going to use it right now to clear space around kind of this new year, but not a day goes by that I'm not using it, as you also said, Christy. So when we say I forgive and release, what we're saying is I give love or inspiration or positivity. You choose the word away into what's heavy, because when it's heavy, we can feel blocked, we can feel stuck, we can feel anxiety, depression, etc. So we've got to clear some space. There are 3 ways to do this practice. We're going to do one of them together right now. So we literally have to do this out loud. So here we go. Repeat after me. I forgive and release the new year.
I forgive and release the new year.
I forgive and release the expectations and pressures of the new year.
I forgive and release the expectations and pressures of the new year.
So as you start to do this, if we had more time, we would touch on more things. Also, forgive and release anything that's heavy going on right now. You can do this practice out loud. You can do this practice mindfully. So if you're at work and there's people around you and you don't want to say this affirmation out loud to clear some space, say it mindfully in your head, and then meet your journal. Use this as a prompt and spend some time just clearing some space of 2020, some of the pressures of 2021, and maybe some of the changes that you want to make, but you're not really sure how to go towards them. Forgive and release is just that. It is a practice. If you do it one of these 3 ways, you will feel a shift, and that will keep you going. If you don't do it one of those 3 ways, then it's not going to work. And it's going to feel kind of weird doing this practice, but I wouldn't be here 7 years later sharing this practice if it didn't work.
One of the things that I really like too is this really makes you kind of check in with yourself, how you're feeling, what's really, as you said, kind of weighing you down, what's been kind of toying with your mind lately.
Yes. we all have tons of thoughts. I mean, there's thousands of thoughts that are going on in our mind, and some of them are productive and some of them are not. And we all know what it's like when some of them are so heavy that they block us from our vision. And so we have a vision, we have these things that we want to do, these things that we want to begin, these things that we want to start, whether that's a workout routine, like I was saying, eating healthy, redecorating your home, buying a house, getting a puppy, you name it. And so I want to invite you to make a vision list with me. So you'll need a pen and paper after this stream. Just write the words Vision 2021. And then I want you to ask yourself, how do you want to feel? You may know already those heavy things. That's where we use I forgive and release to clear them. But how do you want to feel in 2021? I wrote down, I want to feel supported. I want to feel focused. I want to feel consistent. The way we feel is extremely important, more important than actually doing all of those things, right? And then also, what does that look like? What does it look like to feel supported? So this was a practice that I had done with my significant other, and it was a great practice for us to just get an idea of what do we want to feel for the new year. We're also all familiar with vision boards where you cut things out of magazines of things that you want to manifest into your life. So I want you to write down things like maybe you do want to start eating healthy or taking those walks or taking that trip or redecorating your home. Write those things down as well. And at the same time, ask yourself, what do I want more of? And right away, somebody's like, I want more rest. I want more connection. Because when we feel what we're lacking, it's going to show us what we want. So write that down. I want connection. Well, that might be FaceTime right now with where we're at, but write those things down and be brave to take courage of, it doesn't matter at this point how it's going to happen. I'll share with you how that will come into existence, but I want you to be brave. And the truth is that this list didn't need to be written on January 1st. It doesn't need to be written today or finished. You have the entire month of January to just start letting these desires come up. Your desires come up at a new year because vision knows it has 365 days of space for you to go towards these things. Not that you have to start them all right at a new year. So just keep that in mind. Put this list somewhere where you can see it. Share this list with some family members. Take a look at that list daily. I'm in the process of writing my vision list still.
I haven't written mine, so I'm really glad that you said that, Nichole, that we don't have to be stuck in this mode of, oh, well, it's already past the first week of January. I missed it. I don't need to set any new goals, because we can always work on that self-improvement, especially when it comes to our feelings and what we're going to need to continue to move along here in this pandemic.
Yes, very, very true. So it's important if you feel a little bit of resistance, which is very normal when you write down a vision list, try doing I forgive and release. So I forgive and release not liking goals. I forgive and release the pressure of resolutions. I forgive and release being so kind of, we finish a holiday, and the fact that on January 1st, we're supposed to start something new. I don't know who came up with that idea, but really January 1st is truly a month to kind of land. Do those things around the house, clean out that email box, do some of those things just to get yourself ready to set forth into that vision. So when you write a vision list, you've got to remember that these things are not yet into existence. We have to be brave to hold space to see beyond our current circumstances, our current state, whether that's with your finances or with the pandemic or with your job, etc., and be willing to say, hey, I'm going to allow these desires, this vision to come up because it wants to come up for a reason. So one of the questions that my students usually ask me is, how? I don't know how to make these things happen, or I don't have the resources, or I never follow through with things. I forgive and release not following through. I forgive and release the words I don't know, because those words are a big block for many of us, because the truth is you do know it's in you, but those words I don't know are blocking you. And then this is where we can go to the foundational practice of guidance journaling. Guidance journaling is a tool to help you take what's going on in your mind and lay it down on paper. So it is a written practice where you'll write down things that are from your vision list. So I ask and need guidance on a new workout routine. I ask and need guidance on what my body wants and how to eat healthy. I ask and need guidance on homeschooling my kids still. I ask and need guidance if I should apply for that promotion at my work. We are not expected, even though we feel that, to have all the answers. And so when you start asking, when you literally do it, you'll start receiving the guidance, the clarity, the understanding, the resources. People know me as the little nudges. All of a sudden, something will come into your mind and be like, oh, that's the next step. So guidance journaling is a tool, especially to do at night if you have trouble sleeping. I ask and need guidance on, write it down, forgive and release that it feels kind of unique or uncomfortable to be doing these things, and watch how these practices take place.
I know it's something that you and I actually had done together many years ago. We don't even need to be going over all of it. But again, it just kind of shows you that if you put it down, then you're open to receiving some different little, as you pointed out, nudges, or maybe someone says something and you say, hey, wait a minute, I was just talking about that topic. It just kind of makes us more aware of exactly what we're asking for. It is out there. We just kind of need to be listening a little bit better.
Yes, and these are the practice. The art of daily practice is all about meeting you at the beginning. You don't need to be wearing white, arming on a yoga mat and cushion, meditating for 20 minutes every single day. These little things of using I forgive and release, these little things of taking a post-it note and writing down, these are some of the desires, these are some of the visions I have. Doing a little bit of that guidance journaling, meeting those blank journals that are literally sitting on your shelf that you're afraid to ruin. Grab one of those and say, you know what, this is enough. And if you have even a mustard seed of willingness to try any of these practices, forgive and release as you go, you're going to see how they move in you. And it's unique to each person.
Mhm. And one of the things I want to just let people know too is, Nichole, you really do have a great way of making people see these different visions for themselves. It doesn't always have to be in a journal. I know before we've made a little list of items and put it on a candle. You can kind of make yourself little cards to flip through daily. So why don't you just remind people what other things you can help them with and what the art of daily practice is, how they can get your help.
Yes. So in the art of daily practice, you can do one-on-one virtual sessions with me, learn the art of daily practice. Let me give you some tools that you can then carry with you to help navigate through anything such as anxiety, depression, etc., where you're going on your journey. I do group events virtually now, so you can gather that tribe or that team and do an event. Sometimes those do even include creative supplies, so I'll send kits and so on. I've got online courses. I now have a new monthly practice called the Collective. So if you do want more from this stream, you can participate in January's Vision and Intentions Collective edition. And then you can follow me on Instagram at artist Nichole Rae for daily inspiration.
All right, artist Nichole Rae with the Art of Daily Practice, helping us see our vision for 2021, get into that practice routine. Again, it doesn't have to be every day, but as long as we start to kind of take it upon ourselves to realize it's something we should all be working on. Thanks again, Nichole.
Thank you.